The greatest deception in physics isn't dark energy or the curvature of space-time. It is the lie that complexity is the default state of the universe. We crave noise. We dread silence. The human animal cannot tolerate emptiness, so we build religions and skyscrapers, constantly constructing filler against the inevitable truth. Here is the reality. Existence is an aberration. The void is the standard. Look up. You see the comforting wallpaper of stars, those easy, sparkling pinpricks of light that make the night seem active? But there is a patch of sky, a monumental volume of sheer, unadulterated nothingness, where the cosmos simply stopped bothering. 300 million light years across. No galaxies, no stars, not even significant dust clouds. We call it the Boötes void, but that name is too gentle. It is the great nothing. It is the ultimate cosmic humiliation. If you think your life has inherent meaning, look at the void and feel the cold, brutal indifference of scale. It is not an anomaly. It is the expectation. This region exists to teach us the fundamental Stoic lesson. True strength is measured by what you can sustain when all support structures vanish. Everything you cling to, wealth, reputation, comfort, will one day be stripped away. The void is the fate of all things, just scaled up impossibly high. Scientists theorize about how this supervoid formed, proposing convoluted mergers of smaller voids, an astronomical bubble bath gone wrong. Maybe. I sincerely doubt that explanation captures the malice of the silence. This isn't just an absence of matter, it feels like a definitive structural decision. The cosmic web, the grand structure of the universe, is supposed to string matter together like neurological filaments, bright walls separating dark bubbles. The Boötes void is the place where the membrane broke, or perhaps the place where the original architecture was simply discarded. If you find the comfort of conventional thought suffocating, if you prefer the cutting edge of reality, even when it draws blood, then you understand the necessity of this stark, unforgiving perspective. You belong in the orbit of the uncomfortable truth. The truth is, we spend our lives fleeing the void. We fill our calendars, we flood our brains with dopamine hits, all to avoid staring into the absence that defines true freedom. The moment you accept that 300 million light years of nothingness doesn't care about your goals, that is the moment you begin to live authentically. This silence is the only honest teacher. Now, consider the sheer loneliness of the few, miserable galaxies that actually reside within this colossal emptiness. Less than 60 of them, marooned, separated by tens of millions of light years of darkness. They are the ultimate survivors. Their existence is a miracle of defiance against overwhelming desolation. They are not thriving, they are enduring. Ponder the light leaving those solitary galaxies. It travels for millennia, crossing a chasm of absolute zero entropy, only to hit the eye of a species obsessed with triviality. That light carries a message we have consistently ignored. It screams, "You are small. Get over it." We need to stop calling these things voids, as if they are merely empty spaces waiting to be filled. They are perfect examples of cosmological apathy. They demonstrate that the universe is not obligated to be interesting, warm, or even active. It is simply there. And this indifference, this crushing existential weight of non-interaction, that is where the real knowledge hides. The truth is, emptiness isn't the lack of something. It is the fundamental state of the universe. Matter, the galaxies, the stars, those are the fleeting deviations. We reverse the equation constantly, treating the bustling metropolises of the cosmic web as the norm, and the Boötes void as the mistake. Stop treating it like a mistake. It is the default. Cosmologists built their sophisticated models based on the assumption that initial density fluctuations, tiny ripples of matter after the Big Bang, would inevitably grow into the complex filamentous structures we observe. But the Boötes void represents a structural refusal to coalesce. It is a monument to the ultimate scattering. You there looking for easy meaning and complexity. Look here instead. See the silence. Feel the weight of the null hypothesis. It defies probability that one single area this vast would remain so perfectly untouched by the gravitational pull that formed everything else. This suggests our models are either incomplete or fundamentally wrong about the early universe's uniform distribution. Forget the easy answers. This isn't just a hole in the Swiss cheese. This is the knife that cut the cheese in half. We are told dark energy is currently pushing everything apart, accelerating expansion. But the Boötes void was practicing isolation billions of years ago. It was already broken off, functioning as an independent, cold anomaly long before the universe hit its expansion stride. It's not just expanding, it never started aggregating. This is crucial. This region never bought into the contract of the cosmos. If you're willing to question the fundamental laws we take for granted, if you demand proof where others accept doctrine, then consider joining this congregation of skeptics. We only deal in the things that bite back. Now return to those marooned galaxies inside the void. 50 or 60 pinpricks of light, separated by distances so vast that their relative isolation defines their physics. They are functionally disconnected. In the dense parts of the cosmic web, galaxies interact, merge, steal gas, exchange gravitational influence, fueling new generations of stars and accelerating chemical evolution. In the void, nothing. Their nearest neighbor is often too far away to even register as a significant tidal force. They are prisoners on separate islands in an ocean of pure, absolute black ice. Think about the sheer impossibility of life achieving true, sustainable technological advancement under those conditions. A civilization on one of those lonely planets would look out and see a dark, static sky. They would perceive their universe as tiny, finite. Their capacity for observing the truly grand scale of the cosmos, the very thing that woke us up to our own existence, is crippled by distance. They would never discover the cosmic web. They would never fully map the large-scale structure. Their science would hit a wall of incomprehensible isolation, leading inevitably to technological stagnation and deep, self-limiting provincialism. Our proximity to others, the very crowding we sometimes complain about in our own galactic neighborhood, is our singular cosmic saving grace. We see billions of neighbors. We have resources pulled from countless interactions. The void guarantees stagnation. Loneliness isn't just a mood out there, it's a physical constraint. It's a mechanism for entropy. The silence ensures that nothing new is ever created, only slowly eroded. This absence of interaction proves that entropy isn't just about things breaking down. It's about things failing to connect in the first place. You are forced to confront the chilling notion that the universe actively favors separation. It prefers the empty volume over the rich detail. This entire channel exists to confront these exact preferences, to illuminate the dark mechanisms that the mainstream ignores. We must stop romanticizing the emptiness. It is not peaceful, it is crushing. It is the ultimate expression of cosmological laziness. The void is the universe's way of saying, I didn't feel like building here. And perhaps that is the ultimate secret. The universe doesn't strive for complexity. Complexity is a momentary, localized fever dream. The vastness is the quiet, crushing reality. When you look at the Boötes void, you are not seeing a gap. You are seeing the true dark architecture of everything. The defining verdict is simple, and it should terrify you. The universe is a machine designed to be empty, and all our striving, all our lights, are just brief, defiant sparks against the intended darkness. The void isn't merely empty space, it's an exclusion zone. It's where matter failed the gravitational lottery. Think of the early universe as a tumultuous, boiling ocean of plasma. Gravity trying desperately to pull things together, only to be overwhelmed by a far more fundamental and aggressive force. Expansion. This isn't passive dispersal. This is a violent, almost deliberate sculpting action performed by forces we barely understand. Maybe you think this is just theoretical noise, some abstract mapping problem. Wrong. This is the structural integrity report of reality itself. If you find yourself nodding right now, if this uncomfortable clarity resonates deep down, it means you prioritize knowing the gears of the machine over the soothing lie. You are exactly who this ongoing excavation of cosmic dirt is built for. Now, truly grasp the scale. The Boötes is 330 million light-years across. No context needed. Just repeat that number to yourself. 330 million light-years of nothingness. This requires an almost psychotic amount of energy to maintain. Dark energy is the engine. Dark matter is the scaffold. The visible matter, us, our stars, our galaxies, we are the thin, sticky residue left clinging to the edges of the true architects. We are footnotes. We are the foam on the beer. The void? That's the beer. That's the bulk of the recipe. We look for answers in the cosmic microwave background, the faint stuttering echo of creation. We see tiny density fluctuations there, ripples in the primordial soup. Those tiny density differences, magnified across billions of years, driven by the furious, unrelenting expansion force, they became everything. They became voids. They became superclusters. The problem is that the universe expanded too fast, too early. Too much volume was generated before gravity had a chance to link everything up properly. Gravity is slow. Expansion is furious. This is the foundational tragedy of everything. We were destined to be far apart, running away from each other before we even learned how to walk. Look at the sky now. See the running. The galaxies aren't moving through space. They are being carried by space itself, accelerating into the crushing indifference of isolation. That acceleration defines our future. Forget collisions. Forget galactic mergers. Those are local, temporary phenomena. The deep defining reality is separation. You think you're scared of a supernova? No. Be terrified of the light years stretching out between us and the nearest neighbor, growing exponentially faster than we can ever hope to travel. The ultimate silent betrayal of the Boötes void is that it proves homogeneity is the cosmic norm. We like to think we are special. We like to think complexity and life are inevitable endpoints of physics. But the universe fought back against that idea from microsecond one. It preferred the smooth, cold, featureless dispersal. It preferred the nothing. That's why the void persists. It is not an anomaly. It is the perfect, uninterrupted expression of what the universe wants to be. It's the closest thing to absolute entropy you can ever observe. If intelligent life ever truly arises, truly masters the sciences, their primary observation will not be the beauty of the stars. It will be the vast, unforgivable separation between them. They will know instantly that the game is rigged against connection, against community. Think about the implications for interstellar travel. If you are born in a galaxy like ours, nestled in the crowded local group, you have a chance. You have local resources, you have targets. But imagine a civilization born on the distant edge of the Boötes, facing outwards into pure blackness. Their nearest neighbor is not 2 million light-years away, but 200 million. Their history would be defined by failure. They could never even conceive of the rich tapestry of the cosmic web we currently enjoy. They would die isolated, believing they were the only lonely speck of consciousness in an infinite field of dead darkness. Their technology would stop short, starved of the gravitational anomalies and exotic materials found in denser regions. Their philosophy would turn inward, becoming morbid, self-obsessed, and ultimately fruitless. They would be trapped in the cosmic equivalent of a sensory deprivation tank. And here's the kicker. We are heading there too. The Boötes void is not a remnant of the past. It is the defining signature of the future. It's coming for us all. It always was. Dark energy is winning the race. Every second, the isolation intensifies. Soon, maybe a few trillion years from now, our observable universe will shrink. Our galaxy will be an island. We will look out, and the light from all those billions of beautiful, distant galaxies will simply cease to arrive. The cosmic horizon will close in. We will be left with only our nearest neighbors, ignorant of the grand scale, eventually collapsing into the same provincial blindness that characterizes the void's inhabitants. The universe is preparing to erase its own complexity. It is returning to factory settings, That emptiness, that lack of interaction, is the final, perfect mechanism for achieving eternal, cold stability. The Boötes void is just the part of the map that got there first. It is the ultimate, terrifying blueprint for the end of everything. The void is not an anomaly. It is the destination. It is the most honest representation of fundamental reality. We waste time constructing elaborate philosophies about universal connection, about the rich tapestry of life, about the hidden hand of providence. Lies, all of it. The universe is defining itself through subtraction, through the merciless application of geometric separation. It's not trying to kill us, it's simply ensuring that we die irrelevant. This relentless expansion, this triumph of dark energy, reveals the ultimate crushing mechanism. The only constant is the distance between things. Soon the stars we gaze upon tonight, those gorgeous ancient beacons of light, will be gone. Not extinguished, but pushed so far beyond the event horizon that their photons simply cannot reach us anymore. Forever lost. The truth is, isolation is not a side effect of existence. It is the ultimate law. And this changes everything about our short, pathetic tenure here. If you know that your fate is to become a solitary speck of dust looking into a black mirror, how do you spend your last century of clear vision? Do you squabble over politics that will be meaningless in 3 generations? Do you hoard resources that will eventually be pulled into the singularity of your own collapsing sun? Or do you finally understand the clock ticking in your chest? We look at the inhabitants of a true void civilization, those lonely travelers who never had a single stellar neighbor to benchmark themselves against. And we pity their limited potential. But we must pity ourselves more. They had the advantage of knowing the truth from day one. They were born into the lesson. They never had the soft illusion of a crowded cosmos to distract them. They knew the terror immediately. Their pain was their only teacher. It was brutally efficient. We, however, have been poisoned by abundance, convinced of our centrality, deluded by the proximity of 2 trillion galaxies blinking back at us right now. It is a slow, cruel trick. The universe is giving us a preview of our own cosmic demise, showing us the blueprint. The Boötes void is the future of every single place, including our local supercluster. Every single point of light we cherish is already on its way out. You cannot escape the entropy of distance. You cannot lobby the laws of physics. They are indifferent. They don't care about your hope. Now you have a choice. You can cling to the soft comfort of denial, pretending that humanity's little drama means anything on the scale of cosmic retraction. Or you can become stoic hardcore. You must internalize the pain of isolation now, the knowledge that everything you see will eventually abandon you. Because only that pain grants the clarity required for actual greatness. Only when the illusion of universal kinship is shattered can true self-reliance begin. You wanted purpose? Here it is. Make the most noise you can, build the highest structures you can, and gather the most profound knowledge you can, while the porch light is still on. Because when the horizon closes in, when the last distant galaxy winks out forever, the only thing that will matter is what we built, what we understood, and how bravely we accepted the ultimate universal silence. The ultimate failure is not dying alone. The ultimate failure is dying crowded, yet still unprepared for the emptiness that always awaited. The Boötes void is not a warning. It is a verdict. It is the final, undisputed law of the cosmos. Everything ends alone. Deal with it. The greatest philosophical mistake of the modern era was believing connection was guaranteed. It isn't. It never was. The void demands more than simple intellectual assent. It demands a total, brutal reorganization of your value system. Stop chasing ephemeral comfort. Chase difficult, enduring things. You are too soft right now. You are waiting for someone or something to validate your existence, hoping the distant lights will wink and signal that you are not alone. That signal will never arrive. Get over it. This truth about cosmic loneliness cuts both ways, doesn't it? It strips away your centrality, absolutely, but it also elevates the absolute, terrifying rarity of the present moment. Think about that for a second. We are the anomaly. We are the statistical error in the cosmic calculation of silence. We are the glitch in the algorithm of entropy. This moment, right now, while the stars still shine and the clock still ticks, this is not preparation for the silence. This is the only war we fight. We are not waiting for the end of the universe. We are living the only brief, glorious flicker the universe will ever produce. Everything else is cold, empty distance. Everything else is the Boötes void. Why would you waste a single millisecond of that incredible vanishing gift chasing comfort or manufactured joy? You wouldn't. You shouldn't. The final lesson of the vast emptiness is purely human. If everything ends alone, then the greatest act of rebellion is to choose connection fiercely while the option still exists. It means dropping the petty dramas that consume your energy. It means focusing your finite attention on the 3 or 4 other anomalies currently standing next to you. Your family, your friends, the people who matter. They are the only true resistance against the inevitable darkness. Cherish them. Fight for them. Build something alongside them that might, just maybe, last one more generation than physics intended. The Boötes void is coming for us all. That is the verdict. It is the inescapable fate of all matter, all energy, and all thought. But until that moment, you have a choice. You can rage against the dying light like a mad god, demanding existence where none is promised. Or you can simply accept the ultimate universal silence with dignity and a terrifying, unshakable sense of self. Be brave enough to live while the lights are on. Be quiet enough to hear the silence when they finally go out. That is all there is. That is the end of the story. The verdict is undeniable. Ultimate silence is the prize. But the emptiness demands defiance. Your suffering is your own signal flare. Stop waiting for comfort. The only judge of your rare, frantic existence is the intensity of your final, chosen flicker. That is the only victory promised. It is time to discard the myth of perpetual happiness. That is a gentle lie told by those who have never truly seen the darkness. The brutal truth? Suffering is the only reliable signal that you are alive, connected, and fighting the cosmic drift. Embrace the friction. Demand complexity. Never apologize for your existence. It is the most statistically improbable event in 13.8 billion years. You don't get a second chance at this intensity. Let the void stare back. Stare harder. Don't be comfortable. Be important. This is the only instruction that matters. This is